Okay, this is going to be just a short video on how to change the grip panels and backstrap on the VP9, the Heckler & Koch HK VP9. VP9 comes with, from the factory, it should come with the medium installed, and there are also small and large options included with the pistol. So you can change out not only the backstrap, but you can also change the side grip panels. And I have a hunch, I have not tried it yet, this will be my first time, but I have a hunch that you probably need to change them as a set. I think they're probably meant to go either small, medium, and large as a matched set rather than a mix and match. So that's my expectation anyway. I have left the slide on the pistol just because for me it's easier to handle. It's easier when the pistol has a little bit of weight and lays nice and still on the work surface rather than just dealing with the polymer frame. But of course, you always want to make sure that your gun is clear before you do any kind of work on it. You do not need a vise. You don't need an armorer's block or any kind of real special setup. I'm deliberately doing this on just, an armorer's table mat and another rubber mat, just to raise it up, a ½ inch off the table surface to give that pin somewhere to go when I drift it. You do need a punch. This is a punch designed for roll pins. So let me hold that here and show you. A roll pin punch, you see the rounded end on this punch. That's designed for use with roll pins, and a roll pin is the type of pin that we're going to be dealing with. And the way it's designed is made so that it won't crush and deform the end of your pin. Okay? Because a lot of times people will use a roll pin one time and then replace it with a new one. We don't have a new one to do that with. You may not be, a gun person, you may not be a hobbyist, and you may not have very many guns in your collection. VP9 may be the only firearm that you own, but you want to be able to swap out the backstrap and the side panels so that it better fits your hand. That was perhaps one of the reasons that you bought it. So I'm going to try and help you by showing you how that's done and show you that it's relatively easy. The only real specialty thing you need, again, is this punch. And this is a 1/8 inch punch, and we'll find out how well that does the job. And it is a roll pin punch. So you could get this at your local big box, home improvement store or local hardware store. And you could use a nice brass hammer like a gunsmith would use. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this regular 16-ounce carpenter's hammer. And the reason I'm using that is because it's handy and I don't have to go get my brass hammer out of my range bag, and I want to be able to also demonstrate that you don't need special tools. So the first thing we want to do is we want to drift out this pin. And you can see where this pin is located, near the very bottom on the back strap, on the back of the butt of the gun. Okay. So we just want to give a couple of good taps, and I'm going to go lightly at first to make sure that the punch I'm using is properly sized for the job. Now making sure that I'm just clearing my work mats. Should give me enough elevation. There we go. Pin has dropped free. There's our pin. Simply pull downward on the back strap and remove it. Okay? So the way it fits in there, it just sort of slides up. You can see these tabs. It just slides up and catches in the back strap. Okay, so having removed that, set it aside. Now I can also remove the side panels by pushing. I'm just going to push with my thumb from front to rear, just sliding it. Okay, so I push that one out, turn the pistol over, push the other side out, and there you go. So now Now our VP9 looks a little bit funny, doesn't it? It's got a nice, perfectly straight back strap and a very funny looking grip panel. And I can tell you, it's very small. Definitely very small. And these are the little polymer rails where the back strap slides on, and it's got a little polymer channel that fits over those. Very simple. So we have to do this in the reverse order now. I'm going to go with the small. This is the left panel, and really if you're not sure, you can just lay it up against it. It's pretty easy to tell, because if I were to try and lay the right panel up here, it's not going to fit. So it's pretty obvious which one's which. So we need to put our panels on first, because the back strap is what holds them in place. So again, you just slide it. It just needs to catch on these. You see these grooves. See these little grooves here on the side of your grip panel, and they need to match up. With the little rails here. Okay, and then we're going to just push this into place. Okay, and at first it almost looks like it's not quite headed in straight, but it is, because of the way it's shaped. So as long as you make sure you're on those rails, you're good to go. So we turn the pistol over, and we do the same thing with the right side panel. Just get it started in our little track there, and just push. Okay, until it's all the way up. And now we take our grip panel, and also the grip panel, you can see on the back there's a little round spot right there with the letter S. So we have these polymer rails, and then we have the matching female side of that, and we're just going to take it and push up. Make sure it's flush, slide it up all the way until it stops and doesn't go any further. This might be a good time to try it, see how you like the feel before you put the pin back in. Now we're going to take our pin, and we are going to put the pin back in. Now some people would say you should put the pin in from the opposite side, and I wouldn't always disagree with that, but in this case I'm just going to go back with it in the same direction that I took it out. Get it down just about flush there, and then we'll take our punch, and I'm using the larger punch. I'm using the 1/8 inch punch, because I don't want a small punch to go down inside the hole of the roll pin and flare it out. That would be a bad thing. So we're going to just drift it to just below flush, and then check the other side. So let's see if we have just about an even amount. I could go maybe one more tap. We now have the small panel, or the small side panels on the grip, and we have the small back strap. So that's how you replace the grip panels and back strap on the HK VP9.